Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm looking at the Exam Craft 2022 Section C Higher Level Computer Science paper. And the instructions to candidates, the exam is 1 hour long. Now when this exam was planned, it had parts A and B, but however, for the 2022 Leaving Cert students, they will not have to answer part B, so I'm going to concentrate on part A today. Calculators may be used during this section of the exam. If students wish to bring in a calculator to check any of their calculations, that's perfectly fine. So let's begin. As you know, you will be giving some pre-coded files on your computer and you will have to start by opening them up. The first thing to get correct, as always, is your exam number. You save it using your exam number, and the mock, it says student name, but in the actual exam, it'll always be exam number. So answer all question parts. So question 16. We can use a random library when building computer programs to build basic games. Many computer games use random features to keep gameplay fresh and exciting. Open the program called 16A from your device. Enter your name on line 2. So, as I said, in the exam, you won't be putting in your name, but you will be putting in your exam number. Okay, and you will go ahead and save it. And the method you save is usually your exam number and then the question number. Okay, something along those lines. You'll be told exactly on the day of the exam what to save it as. You are given this code already in the exam. Please read the instructions before you go down to the questions. Please read what's in the middle, because that will give you crucial insight into what your program is all about. This program is designed to roll a 6-sided dice and display the result. The user will then take a guess as to what number the computer will roll. The objective of the game is for the user to correctly guess what number the computer will roll on its dice. The user will have a variable called lucky number, whose value is 5. A sample run of the program is displayed below. The user enters their name and the computer dice roll is displayed. So first thing I will do is check that my code is doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to give it a run, entering my name, and the computer rolled 4. Modify the program to do the following. Insert a comment to say initialize computer number in the appropriate location in the program to show where the computer generates its dice score. Now, all we need to do is pop in a comment to say where exactly it puts in its computer dice score. So if you look down through it, we have importing our random. You're setting up a variable for the name to take any input from the user. The lucky number is stored as a variable called with integer value 5. Computer die roll. This is the line it has to be talking about. So I just type in there initialize computer number, and I'm just going to put in my comments, as always, what answer I'm giving here, and it's answer to part I, or 1. Part 2. Currently in the program, the value for variable lucky number is hard-coded to 5. Modify the program so that it prompts the user to enter the value for lucky number. The value should be converted to an integer. Instead of having lucky number hard-coded, I need to get an input as an int. So I'm going to take out the 5. I'm going to say lucky number equals int input please enter a lucky number between 1 and 6, and I have set that to an int there. And again, I'm just going to tell my examiner what I'm answering in my comments. So I'm just going to do a run here. Please enter your name. Please enter a lucky number. I just have a spelling mistake. Be okay for this run. And the computer rolled 5. My lucky number was 3. And just run it again. The computer rolled 1. And I check that I haven't missed out anything, so it gives me a sample run there for number 2, and that's perfect. Number 3, modify the program to display the user's lucky number before the computer's dice roll value. When the program runs, the output will look as follows. So it's going to say the person's name from here, comma S, lucky number was colon, and then the value that's stored in the number that they input. So there's a little bit going on there. So what we want is a print statement that's going to put out the person's name with a S at the end. It's going to print lucky number was colon, and then it's going to take the input from the number. So let's go over to Tony and have a look. So before it prints the computer's answer, I wanted to print the person's name, which is stored in the value your name, underscore name, comma. I want it to say apostrophe S. I want to say lucky number was. I'm just going to put in a space there. Lucky number was. A space at the end. If you want, colon, I'm going to pop in then the lucky number. Lucky underscore number. And I'm going to run it and enter my name. And it says Aoife's lucky number was 3, the computer rolled 4. I'm just going to pop in my comment at the end of that, hashtag answer, and that is answer to part 3. Part 4. It says incorporate the following function definition into your program and insert a line so that the function is called before the user enters any data. All your code should be incorporated into this dice. So all I'm going to do is basically copy this code. Now copying and pasting code into Tony doesn't work very well. When I mean copy, I mean type it in. You're going to be sitting in the exam with a physical paper, so you'll have to type in. So it's def dice underscore game, open bracket, close bracket, colon, print, welcome to my dice game. And then you have to remember to call it. So that's the big thing there. So it's def dice game, and it's a print welcome to my dice game, and I'm just going to check I have that correct. Def dice underscore game, and then welcome to my dice game, and I should have exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Now, if I run that as it is, it doesn't give me the welcome. So the reason that is because I haven't called it. I've just set up a function, but I haven't actually called the function. So I need to call a function. So here I call it and I get my function printing out at the top, which is correct. If I pop in my name, the rest of the program should be working fine. And that should be similar to the sample code. And there's no sample code for part 4, but let's move on to part 5. As the program is now, it doesn't play the game between the user and the computer. A more meaningful output would be to compare the lucky number and the user and the dice roll of the computer to see if the user guessed the correct number. Extend your program so that it displays the user's guess is correct, the user's guess is too low or too high. When the program is run, the output may be as follows. So you're going to have to set up some sort of a if loop to check different statements. So if they're equal, you guess correct. If your number was above, if the lucky number was above the computer's number, then it was too high. And if you guessed the same number, you guessed correct, well done. If your number was too low, you're going to output your guess was too low. So you have to look at the program statements here just before you move on to analyze what you need to do. The first one is if you guess too high. So if the lucky number is greater than the computer number, you want to print out you guessed too high. So let's work on that first of all. So I'm just going to put in here, they were the answers, hashtag answer to part IV. Just checking the question number. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the next one. And this is going to be, and I can put a comment at the top of it if I want, or I can just put it after, but I might just say something like that if you want. So if the lucky number is greater than the computer die number, what do I want to do? I want to say print. I'm just going to go back and make sure I get the statement exactly correct. And it's you guessed too high, exclamation mark. And then I'm going to say, well, else if the lucky number was less than the computer die roll, I'm going to print you guessed too low. Else it must be the same. If it's not above it and it's not below it, greater than it's not less than or it's not greater than, then it must be simply to print you guessed correct, well done. So let's give this a go. I'm going to run it. Might just clear it first just to run it. Please enter your name. Please enter a number between 1 and 6. And it's working for I guess too low. So I'm just going to do another one to see if it'll work for other numbers. I'm going to pop in 5 or 6.